Hello, test check 1 2 3 4. We're here live
Frank, turn on the speaker.
from New Montgomery, 79 New Montgomery, live.
Turn off the speaker, please.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, ready to rock and roll here? Sure. Welcome to the Town Hall meeting. We are the School of Communications and Media Technologies. We've got some fabulous people for you to meet, and I'd like to welcome you first. I'm your director, and again, we take pride in our department. We think we have fabulous instructors, great classes, editing, video, podcasting, drone classes.
Yeah.
We're coming to you in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to our Town Hall meeting. We are the School of Communications and Media Technologies. I'm Jan Yanahiro. I'm your director. Welcome, everybody. We've got some great people for you to meet. We've got props right here, drones, baby drones, all kinds of things, and you'll hear all about it. But I just want to say we really take pride in this department. We have fabulous instructors, great people for you to meet, and we think we've got some dynamite classes too. I mean, we have the latest and greatest in editing and video, on camera, and of course, drone production. And Steve is going to talk to you about esports production. So just quick introduction, if we can go around. On my left is Steve Cotton. He is the co-director of the Communications and Media Technologies Department. On his left, Michelle Kennedy, instructor extraordinaire. She's also the person you want to meet if you're graduating, because she'll help you on careers and internships. On her left is Amy Smith, and Amy is your student representative. She's also an 11-year Navy vet. She's a student here, but you can tell Amy everything, and she'll explain her job title as student representative. On my right, meet Cecilia Osorio. Do make friends with Cecilia, because in her office, she is, of course, the Communications and Media Technologies administrator, manager. She has the best cookies and candy in her office, everybody. And on her right, Heather Hasper. And Heather is a pilot. She's also a drone pilot. She is also our drone instructor here in our department, and she brought some great props. So she'll talk to you about drone production. But first, I'm going to toss it over to Steve, who'll tell you some exciting new projects we have, including esports. Steve.
Esports, very exciting. I just came from the esports class that we have on Fridays. And esports is one of those collab classes, which means we collaborate with the other schools here. We have students in there from the sound department, from motion picture department, and from comm and game design. So we all come together and we do these esports live productions. Last weekend we had our first tournament. We did a Fortnite challenge, and that was a great tournament, well attended. And we put these out live. You should check it out. If you're into gaming, you should check out our Twitch channel. That's on the Twitch network. And look for ArtU Esports and go to that sub-channel, and that's where we put our live broadcasting. We're going to have another one coming up on March 16th. That's the Overwatch 3v3. So if you're into Overwatch, you'll see a whole bunch of teams from the academy playing one another, and there are cash prizes for that. So, if you're into playing games, you should check those things out, especially Overwatch. We'll have League of Legends coming up, another Overwatch, and then we have a fighting tournament. And those schedules, you could reach out to Cecilia or me, and we can give you the whole full schedule coming up. But those are some great things happening with esports.
And the reason why Steve started the esports production class is that we know that esports, or video gaming, professional video gaming, is a huge business here in the U.S. and the world. In fact, it's predicted that the esports video gaming business will be $1 billion business by the year 2020, which isn't that far away. Yeah. Wall Street Journal just had an article saying to parents, If you think your student or your child is wasting time playing video games, think again, because professional video gamers are being hired at $1 million in an annual salary. Huge names are investing in sports, this esports, from LeBron James to the musician Drake to everybody. So we know it's a huge business, and for communications, it's all about esports production, and it's play-by-play announcers and analysts and, you know,
The production teams that bring those things together. Think about, you know, the NFL and the NBA and Major League Baseball, and they get crews together, and this is an entire new spectator sport that's just developing right before our eyes, and we're going to have students that are going to be ready and have the skills that will be able to take those jobs. So esports is very, very exciting. But jobs are even more exciting when you can talk to Michelle. And Michelle, tell us about the jobs and what's going on in jobs and internships. This is the person you want to get to know for jobs and internships.
There are so very many of them, Steve. I help students get jobs and internships, so the process kind of goes that students can come into my office and talk to me here at 79 New Montgomery, and we look at the resume, we look at the cover letter, and start with that because students that are in school and about to graduate often have a lot of insecurity about the resume and the cover letter. There's not enough to go into it. And the great thing about our department is that in these classes that you're talking about, esports, the drone class, all of our production classes on camera, the students are getting so much great experience that they in fact really do have a lot to put on the resume. So it's about kind of bringing that out of students and bringing out the key words that need to be in there and bringing projects that they've done. For instance, in our 301 multi-platform production class, the students are going out and working with local nonprofits to experience working with a client, creating a proposal, going out and shooting, writing, editing promotional videos for these clients, and that's real world experience and a whole entire project to put onto a resume that's like awesome, and there's so many of those. So we work on that, and then we start to send it out, and then we talk about beyond sending out resumes, how to network, how to use LinkedIn in particular as a really great tool to connect with others and see, oh wait, that job I just applied to, somebody else at the Academy of Art has a job there, and whether they know them or not, it's okay to reach out and say, hey, do you have any suggestions for me? Can you tell me who the right person to speak with is? And even if that person doesn't write back, somebody eventually writes back somewhere, so we want to keep the networking going to get a leg up.
Today it's all about social networking, social marketing, and branding yourself. It's a whole new world. It's not just sending those out blindly. It's part of your job, you know, is to keep up with all of those. And we have classes in those so to teach you how to professionally use social marketing.
And today, Michelle, we just got from Christina Rosa, one of our graduates, she sent us a note saying, SiriusXM, which is where she's a producer right now in Los Angeles, they're offering internships for the summer and they're paying.
We're finding a lot of internships are paying, and we remember back in our day, like a lot of internships didn't pay. So it's awesome that the students can do the internships, they can get paid, and they can also get credits for a class. So that's really exciting, and we have so many graduates that are out working in the world, SiriusXM, Facebook, LinkedIn. I mean, we could go through the list, so many different companies. So they're constantly sending us job information, jobs that are available. Many of our former students are in hiring positions, and so we also pull as many of them in as we can for our career night that's happening this semester on April 16th. And mark that down, April 16th. And that's an opportunity for students to come together to listen to these people that are in hiring positions at different companies, to get advice, to know what not to do in an interview, what to do on a resume. And then afterward, students can meet up with these recruiters, if you will, and get more advice, or sometimes they're willing to look at resumes right on the spot. In our last career night, we had Pac-12 here, we had a representative from CBS Interactive, and we had so many people meeting these recruiters that many jobs resulted, Amy? Amy is living proof of that. But it was a wonderful experience and an opportunity for students to meet with employers and get the ball rolling and get some work. So we're going to do that again on the 16th because it's awesome.
So mark that down. We also will be streaming that live on the 16th as well.
So Michelle mentioned Pac-12, and Amy can expand on it. Zach Tadero is his name, and he hires camera, audio, everybody to work. And Amy, you can probably expand on that. So let's just go to Amy.
Okay.
Let's just go to Amy
Hi,
Smith.
Amy
She
Smith.
is your student representative.
Yes.
And she is also a veteran, 11-year veteran for the Navy. She's a student here in communications and living proof that she was hired by the Pac-12 to work some games. So Amy, talk about that first and then go into your student representative.
Yeah, I emailed Zach right away after our career night, and he put me in touch with the guy that does all the scheduling for upcoming games and stuff. And the first thing when you show up to the site, they ask you, the very first question is, can you over-under? And that was something I learned right here, being a work study, is how to coil cables. That's what over-undering is. And that has taken me leaps and bounds. Now, actually, at the end of the month, I get to actually step behind the camera for Pac-12. They're hiring student operators, and they saw something in me, and I get to experience that. So, as a former umpire, I'm looking forward to being behind the camera and actually filming my first set of softball games.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, now you are the official student representative, and tell everybody what that means and how they should get in touch with you.
Okay, yes, I am a student rep, as Jan keeps saying. I listen to all your comments, concerns, situations, issues that you have with facilities, maybe with your teachers, maybe ways that we as a school can improve on to make your experience and your life here at the Academy even better. Everything you come to me with is confidential, so we don't go running straight to, Jan, Steve, or whoever you may feel uncomfortable talking to. We meet with the executive staff here at least once a month where we talk about it, and of course we don't mention who you are, we just talk about what your situation is and how to handle it, and hopefully come back with some solutions to make your experience better here. There's a couple of ways to get a hold of me. One, you'll always see me in the hallways. I practically should just get a cot and live here.
True.
There's a little suggestion box if you do attend school on campus. It is upstairs in front of the glass window. It's a little black suggestion box. Feel free to put your suggestion in there in case you don't want to talk to me. Or you can also contact us at bfa.com.rep@art.edu. That's another way to send in your request. And when we have these meetings once a month, which we have another one coming up on the 15th, March 15th, and we'll take your concerns and see where it goes from there.
Okay, I'm going to ask Amy to do one more thing. She's also a veteran
Yes.
of the Navy, and you can talk about that. We do have a Veterans Resource Center here at the university.
Yes, about a couple semesters ago, we opened a Veterans Resource Center right here in 79 New Montgomery. Crystal Beeman is the one that runs that for Student Services. She's very nice, very pleasant to talk to. But down there is a pool table, a TV, a couch, so maybe you travel that one day a week, maybe you're here, you need a nap. I've seen many students in there taking a nap, so that's pretty good. Also, she has snacks down there, so in case you need, a little bite to eat in between classes, she has that down for you as well. And we also have meetings once a week on Wednesday where we sit around and talk about our student organization, veterans organization. So we're just trying to meet each other and have some fellowship among vets. So come down. The door's always open.
Yep, and we love having our veterans here in the Department of Communications and Media Technologies. Now I'm going to turn to Cecilia, who's very popular in our department, mainly because she has the best cookies, the best chocolate. She brought jelly beans in today. So Cecilia, tell us about what you would like for the students.
I lure every student in with food. Yes, that is true. But I'm also just a resource for you guys. So if you ever need any help finding anything or anyone, if you need to get a hold of Jan or Steve or make an appointment or printing or anything, I'm the one who is sending the emails about the workshops. You can come in and sign in with me. Workshops started this week. We had one yesterday. They will continue next week also. There's another one on Thursday, so check out those emails from me. And I'm always just sending you guys things. And if you ever have any questions, just come on in because my office is always open. It's on the second floor, right in front of the elevators. So just come in, chat, take a break in between classes, ask me anything.
And she really means that. Actually, we have an open door policy among all of us. My door is always open, Steve, Michelle, obviously Cecilia. And the thing is, if our door is open, just come on in. You need not make an appointment. But clearly, there's always a party going on in Cecilia's office because of all the goodies that she brings in.
Snacks.
This is true.
Snacks. It's the snacks,
It's the
right?
snacks.
And one more thing about Cecilia. She's also a graduate student, and she's taking classes online, so she knows
Yes.
about homework.
So I feel you. I feel you about homework. I feel you about balancing work and life and school and classes. So if you ever just need anybody to talk to, just come on in.
And tell them what department you're taking classes in.
I am taking classes in the Department of Visual Development, and a lot of people hear that and go, huh? If you have ever checked out a DVD and you look at behind the scenes, say a Marvel movie, and they look at the costume design, the scene design, the concept design, character design, that's visual development.
So one day, right, and she's a great illustrator, by the way.
Yes.
Come in, she always draws, and if you bribe her enough,
If you bribe me enough, maybe I'll do a character of you. We'll see.
yeah, there you go. So now on Cecilia's right is Heather Hasper, and as I mentioned, Heather is a pilot. She's also a drone pilot. She's also the drone production instructor, and we have some great drone production classes. And she brought great props. So Heather, maybe you can tell us about what you brought and what students in drone production, what they're learning, and why they should learn drone production, because it's booming.
Drone production is a dynamic industry. If you intend in communications and media to, let's say you want to go work for Channel 7 or Disney, or for Channel 5, Channel 2 in communications and media, if you go work for Disney, for example, you're not only going to need to get your license from the FAA, you're going to need to go through their training, and you're going to need to get your FAA license to fly a commercial Part 107 communications license, an FAA license to fly commercially. So this, for example, is a Mavic, DJI Mavic drone, and while it's only 1.5 pounds, to fly it to take pictures for a Disney production, it's only 1.5 pounds, but to fly it for Disney, you would have to have a FAA license. And Disney would require you to have that FAA license. And our class prepares you to take that Part 107 test. And
the thing about that Mavic is it folds up, the wings.
yeah, it's very compact. The nice thing about the Mavic, it's very compact. You can, within 90 seconds, you can fold this up and you can compact it, and it can be ready to go, and you can have it fold up, and bingo, it can be ready to go super fast. And so the nice thing about the Mavic, it's very, very compact and ready to go, and you can get pictures instantaneously.
And HD.
HD,
quality.
4K video,
4K video.
very, very quickly. And so you can get excellent, excellent photography out of that. The pictures that came out of the Anchorage earthquake that are making history from the November 30th earthquake, those came out of the Mavic Pro, and those are going to go down in history as the historic photos for the Anchorage earthquake from November 30th. They came out of the Mavic Pro, and again, they are going to be the historic photos for the Anchorage earthquake. Within 30 minutes of the Anchorage earthquake, they went up in the air. Mark Lester made those pictures, and he made history. They were the pictures that went across every newspaper across the country.
And online too.
Yeah.
Probably.
This is the Inspire. This is an Inspire 1. This is a little bit
Load it
heavier.
up.
Yeah, it's a little bit heavier aircraft. The nice thing about the Inspire is you can have a differential camera on it. You can interchange the camera. You can put a FLIR camera, an infrared camera. The legs come up. You can get a 360-degree camera on it. It takes 360-degree photos. You can do infrared photography with it. This is more used for search and rescue photography. We train our students on this camera, or on this device. So it's a little bit heavier. It's 6.7 pounds, but our students do train on this device. And this is a more professional device, but it is the more professional device, camera, and a more professional device. So it gives you a lot more professional photography and a lot more expertise. The nice thing about the Inspire is you can hook up a slave camera to it. So one person can be the pilot in command, another person can be the camera operator.
Wow.
So you can have two operators at one time. One person can be flying the device, one person could be the pilot, the camera operator at the same time. So you're working together with two team operators at the same time. Same thing can be applied to the Mavic Pro.
And speaking of search and rescue, I think it was just a couple of weeks ago that the police department, one of the local police departments here in the Bay Area, actually found a lost child.
Yes,
by
yes, with using the Inspire.
Right, a drone, and they said it saved them so much time and energy.
Absolutely, yes. And they're using a FLIR camera. So they're using a FLIR camera on Inspire.
Which means?
A thermal imagery camera
could
for
see the heat.
it's a heat sensing device.
So that's how they found the child.
That's how they found the child, was using a heat sensing device. And then this is a Phantom camera, and this is a common, it's a very common device. It's a 3.5 pound camera, very good camera device. This one will run you about $500. This one will run you anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000. This one will run you about $750 to $1,000. So they all range in different price ranges depending upon what you're looking for, depending upon the camera ranges, how many controllers you provide, what you're looking for. We actually train our students. Every student in our classes actually get a micro drone, and they learn to fly, and they learn to actually learn the controls and the fundamentals of aerodynamics on a Hubsan X4, and we teach them on these small micro drones. This device is actually not a Part 107 requirement, but we teach our students on the micro drones so they actually learn the fundamentals of aerodynamics.
And that too has a camera.
It has a camera, it has an SD card, and an SD card reader, and they actually have to produce a video and produce a story on this micro SD camera. But by teaching them on this device, they actually learn how to control the fundamentals of the four forces of flight. They actually have to learn pitch, they have to learn roll, they have to learn the four axes of flight. And so they learn the aerodynamics of flight before they actually move up to these bigger devices, so they actually understand aerodynamics. And then they become better pilots, and they then understand, when they get into these bigger devices, how to truly understand aerodynamics and how to better control the devices. But then they can actually become better pilots, understand the dynamics, so when they encounter winds and turbulence and encounter the true aerodynamics in the atmosphere, they know how to encounter just the fundamentals that you're going to encounter when you encounter airspace.
And I do want to say, Heather's been teaching this fabulous class, and she teaches undergraduates and graduates in drone production. And it's not just students in communications who take it. You've got a lot of students from other departments.
MPT,
Motion picture, television.
landscape architecture, what else?
Photography.
Photography.
Students take your class.
Yeah, all students from all aspects. The drone production, it covers all aspects, and there's so many areas that drone production can cover. And drone production can cover so many different dynamics. It can cover emergency services, it can cover photography, it can cover emergency services, it can cover landscape design, it can cover realty, emergency services, there's just so many different things.
all the fire departments and police departments now have drones.
Yeah, actually, we work with the fire department. We actually train the fire department. I've worked with police departments. I've trained search and rescue. I've trained military departments, and we're training the sheriff's departments on how to do search and rescue, National Guard on how to use drones for search and rescue. So we're working with many, many, many departments.
It's a huge
It's
boom.
expanding,
Yeah.
expanding industry. So it's ever ending, you know. And while many people think, you know, not in my backyard syndrome, the concept that drones are not in my backyard, and while there's a lot of concepts of this cannot happen in the United States, it is happening in other countries before it's happening here, and that's only because our United States restrictions are more limited. But in other countries, these things are already happening, and that's just because their regulations are not as restrictive as ours. So for example, emergency services, blood, for example, is being delivered by drones in other countries. In the United States, it's not, because in the United States, blood is considered hazardous materials. But in other countries, blood is being delivered by drones.
Wow.
Vaccines are being delivered by drones in other countries. In the United States, it's not yet, but it's only a matter of time. Johns Hopkins, Stanford have applied for drones to be able to deliver vaccines by drones. But in Africa, Australia, vaccines are being delivered by drones. Pizzas are being delivered by drones in other countries. They're just not being delivered in the United States. And that's because we have restrictions for beyond visual line of sight. In other countries, these restrictions have been eliminated and have been tested. So it's not that the capability is not there, it's just in our country we have more restrictions than in other countries. And it's only a matter of time.
I didn't know about, you know, the security of, you know, vaccine. That's important. And blood.
Vaccines in Africa
and
or
I guess-
Rwanda, they're
True.
already being happening.
I think that's important, but I guess some students may think getting a pizza by a drone is important too.
And actually, the company that is delivering vaccines by drones is actually based in Half Moon Bay.
Right here in the Bay Area.
Zipline is the company that is working with the country of Rwanda to deliver vaccines by drones. And we teach our students about that company. And it's a fixed wing based aircraft that is delivering vaccines by drones in Rwanda and Uganda. And they are delivering vaccines by drones in those countries. And they are based right here in Half Moon Bay.
Wow, Heather, thank you for being part of our team.
Yeah.
We're pretty proud that Steve had the idea of creating a drone production class. So we're pretty proud that in this department, we were the first to have a drone production class.
Yeah.
So a couple last minute items from me. We also have Urbanites Radio. It is the #1, we're proud, let me just say that again, the #1 college radio station on iHeartRadio. And now we're on Alexa. So if you have Alexa in your house or in your office, you can say, Alexa, play Urbanites Radio, and she will. So we have classes in podcasting, radio station management. It's here, and we are offering it to you. So Urbanites Radio on iHeartRadio. So definitely tune in all the time. And it's a student-run radio station. It's fabulous. I suggest you tune in. We have our spring show coming up on May 16th. People, please come if you're out of town. Plan your trip around May 16th, and you can see all the work from our students. We're going to have our videos up. We're going to have live performances, because we always do. We're going to have sculpting and painting and games and animation. Everything happens on May 16th, and we invite the world to come. So that's certainly a date you want to keep in mind. And May 22nd and May 23rd, it's graduation. May 22nd, the graduates graduate, and the undergrads graduate on May 23rd. So keep those dates in mind. And of course, April 16th is career night. Steve, other thoughts you want to talk about?
Just for you students and those of you online as well, get the most out of this department by volunteering and getting yourself involved in what we're doing. We're just on the finishing stages of the production we did on the Chinese New Year parade. I saw the rough cut today, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful piece, and that will be shipped around the world to promote, you know, tourism to San Francisco. And so it's those kind of projects. We give you many opportunities to get that experience, to put it on your reel and put it in your portfolio. So please come see us if you want to volunteer for all of these projects.
We also co-teach this semester a game show class.
Game show,
We're
yeah.
producing game shows, people, in
Yeah,
our class.
yeah.
It's a senior level class and it's in production. We're doing it for real. We are doing game shows. In the finals, we're going to call in an audience. We stream it live. We have some fabulous game shows. And then in the fall, we do Academy's Got Talent. And again, judges, students, hosts, students, contestants, all students, audience, students, family, friends, but we give away a real prize. And the prize is, if you win Academy's Got Talent, we will send you all expense paid, trip, hotel, airfare, food, to audition of a show of your choice anywhere in the continental US. And people have gone to The Voice, people have gone to Academy's Got Talent, America's Got Talent, and they've also gone to American Idol.
Yeah. So these opportunities are there for you to create a show and to do that week in, week out. You learn all the different functions of what you need to do to put a program together. And that's important so that when you leave, you have those skills and you can go and say, no, I didn't just learn about it in a book. I actually did that. We did 10 shows in that week. We did a live show, you know, out in the streets of San Francisco for the Chinese New Year parade. All these kinds of things give you students a lot of skills.
And you also produce a sports show, Steve.
Yeah.
That with our athletes. You produce a sports show
Oh,
that's separate than...
Separate, yes. We do a live magazine show that talks about our sporting events, and we do live cameras and take them out there and do live broadcast of our sporting events, like the basketball games, the volleyball games. We're going to be doing softball coming up on March 16th.
And baseball.
And baseball coming up. So we have many, many opportunities. So to get the most out of this department, please volunteer on those things and you'll get a lot more skills.
Michelle, some final thoughts from you?
Come to our career night, April 16th. That will be fun and exciting and very beneficial for many students to learn about jobs and learn about jobs that are available and do's and don'ts as they go out into the world to get jobs. As I said, always feel free to stop by my office, second floor, 79 New Montgomery. My email is mkennedy@academyart.edu. So reach out because we're definitely here to help, and on all levels, for students who are just starting out in the job search to students who really feel like, you know, I got it all together, I'm sending the resumes out, and then they show me the resume and I go, you know, so there's always little things to tweak, and we want to make the resumes and the cover letters as effective and powerful as possible to get attention, and so that's what we're doing.
And I just want to do a shout out for a couple of Michelle's classes. In the undergrad, it's 301, and the grad, it's 610. She works with clients, they're nonprofit clients, and maybe you can talk about some of the clients you've been working with and what your students produce. So again, another hands-on class.
Yeah, let's see. So this semester, Amy's in the class, and we are working with Rocket Dog Rescue, and so that's always fun to do stories with animals. And so they're working on many creative videos for Rocket Dog Rescue. And
Stay tuned.
Yes, and then we're working with another department on a garden that's being built in Hunters Point and that entire project and how it's benefiting the community. And we are, let's see, what else are we doing?
You also have a new class coming in the fall, $4.99.
Oh yes, Jen. Oh, thank you, Cecilia.
Thank
Oh,
you
this
for
is
the
a
reminder.
great class.
Yes, real quick to finish 610, the graduate version of the working with a client class, we're working with a beautiful organization called Art Span. Different artists are being interviewed, and the students are promoting that as well. So lots of good organizations there. But yes, we're working on building a class called Gender, Race, and Class in Media. And
Meaning Michelle, is building this class. She came up with the idea for this class. I said yes, and she's writing the course syllabus, and the course right now, it's going to be offered online and on-site, but tell us about the class.
So it's looking at representations of gender, race, and class in media, the way that over the years, different groups of people have been portrayed oftentimes negatively in the media. And it's about identifying those stereotypes to become better media critics, to gain media literacy so that we can, understand it and call it out when needed and try to make changes. We've seen a lot of change, but a lot more has to be done. So it's bringing a level of awareness to students so that they become better consumers and users of media rather than becoming victims of media. So I'm excited. It has many layers and many topics, and I'm trying not to leave anything out. So.
I think it's going to be an exciting class to take online or on-site coming this fall, all right? Amy, to you, any last comments, thoughts, encouragement?
This is your university, your department, and you need to make the best of it. If you're not volunteering, you're not getting involved, you're not voicing your concerns, then you're the one that's going to suffer from it. So step up and get out there and have fun.
And so just for putting Amy on the spot, some fun things you've done that you never thought you would do so far.
As far as my personal experience is, one, working with Pac-12. To me, that was a mini dream come true. Two, it's broadcasting live events, being a play-by-play sports announcer. That was a lot of fun. And just making videos and editing videos and motion graphics. I think I'm completely in love with motion graphics. And if I could find an internship in motion graphics, I'll be happy.
Okay, so there you go. Thank you, Amy. Okay, Cecilia, some last thoughts from you.
To piggyback on those things, I'm always sending you guys emails and information and posting information about what's going on. Internships, the workshops, it is not for my health and it's for your benefit. So go to these things, volunteer for these things. I'm always sending out information, so there's no silly questions. If you have any concerns, questions, just come talk to me.
Okay, there you go.
One last thing, Jen.
Yes.
Register early.
Yeah.
Please get out there and register early, because that really impacts our planning on getting instructors and setting up our schedule so it doesn't conflict. So the sooner we know of your interest in the classes, we can lock it in and lock the instructors in. So please don't leave it to the last minute.
Yeah, because when students leave it to the last minute and there's 2 students, sometimes we have to cancel the class.
That's right, if we don't have enough. And then all of a sudden on the first day of class, oh, you dropped that class, and then you find 6 more students that want to take the class, and we could have had the class. So
One of the more
yeah.
popular classes is Heather's class,
Yes.
the drone production class. So Heather, tell us a few last words about, working with students or working in this drone production
This
class.
is aviation, navigation, communication. You're going to learn what you need to know to pass the Part 107 exam. I encourage students to take it if you want to learn to fly. And I'm happy to have students who want to understand how to fly, and I look forward to having anyone who is interested and has a passion to fly. I'm passionate about aviation. Roger's passionate about cinematography. We make a great team, and I look forward to having anyone in that passion.
And one more thing, Amy's going to take the drone production class this semester to the USS Hornet.
Yes.
Tell us about that real quickly.
So we do, every semester, we have a great relationship. My former supervisor from San Francisco International Airport is the executive director of the USS Hornet, and so we have an excellent relationship with the USS Hornet Museum. It is an aircraft carrier over in Alameda, and
It's in the water.
it is in the water, and it is a USS National Landmark Museum, and we take our students over there every semester, and they get the opportunity to fly drones, and one of their final assignments is to prepare a documentary and fly a drone over the USS Hornet and prepare a documentary about the USS Hornet. They can prepare a historical documentary. They have to interview the docents of the Hornet. They can prepare the historical documentary. They can prepare any features of the Hornet, but they have to prepare a final documentary of the Hornet. And over the last 2.5 years that Roger and I have been teaching this class, we prepared about 28 documentaries, and many of them are being displayed in the USS Hornet Museum, and that is a great professional profile for our students, and that goes for their resumes, and it goes great for the USS Hornet promotional material. And so our students are going to be doing that this semester on April 29th. And again, it's an excellent opportunity professionally for our students. It's a great documentary for the USS Hornet. It's a wonderful collaborational
It's a
opportunity.
win-win.
It's a win-win opportunity.
And I want to say, for those of you who do not know what the USS Hornet, Heather did say it's an aircraft carrier. It is humongous.
Yes.
I mean, there are planes on the Hornet.
It is an aircraft carrier. It is a
humongous.
former. It was part of the U.S. It was part of the Doolittle raid in World War II, and it is a USS landmark, a national museum, and it is a national landmark, and so it is a protected landmark.
And this is where, just to give you an idea, this is an aircraft carrier that was out in the sea, and planes landed on this carrier and took off.
Correct.
I mean, this is why I want to say it is huge and quite astonishing to have the drones flying all over, and thank you to you for making that connection. Students love that field trip.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for our students, and I'm grateful to my former supervisor, Mike McCarran, Officer Mike McCarran. Again, he was my supervisor at San Francisco International Airport, and he's now the executive director at the USS Hornet. I'm grateful to Mike for allowing us to have this opportunity for us to bring our students out there, and I'm grateful that we have this wonderful relationship.
And we're grateful that you're here with us who have that relationship.
Yes.
So I just want to thank everybody, our panel here. Any last thing you want to say, Steve?
No,
You're good?
I think
All
I'm
good?
fine.
Okay, everybody. And I do want to thank students. That would be Shalia and Anthony. They're on camera. Thank you, thank you, thank you both.
And Chris.
And then Chris, he's our studio tech, and he's the technical director today. So
Yeah.
we want to thank all three of them. And we have one student who decided to come and visit.
Hi.
Ephraim, hi. Thank you
Any
for coming.
questions for us?
Yeah. Thank you for coming.
No,
Thank you for coming. And again, thank you for being part of this live stream. And come and visit us anytime. We'll see you the next time. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Oh, I think that was so much fun.
I think we're having a lot of fun.